Welcome everyone. Good morning. Please let me use the moment and share this on my Facebook. My brother, please hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me share this on Facebook. Let me share this on Facebook. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've shared it on Facebook right now, bro. I shared it on
Okay.
my page.
Okay. It is well.
Let me I will
Yeah.
I
I
will
should be
also
sharing it
share
as
it.
well.
Yeah, you can share it if you like.
Yeah, as we are going live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We've gone live already. We are live.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just shared it. Now I want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I what is also again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll be following it from this end too. Yeah, welcome. I can see you people. Joy Luther, Hope, who's a Hope? Welcome. I can see you guys. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone. Good morning. Ụmụnne unu asaala chi. Nwanne mmadụ ụzọ olewe nke na-eme ama m n'ahụ dị. So my brothers and sisters, good morning and welcome to our first Sunday broadcast. Let me say this is the first religious broadcast we are doing, or anti-religious broadcast, as the case may be. We are doing on the YouTube channel. Chijoke says, "Good afternoon. It's like you are in Asia, China or Malaysia. You are in China or Malaysia. David Obilo, good morning. Yeah, one day. Dalukwan. Hold on. Well, Chiemelie, Dalu Nwanne Mmadụ, welcome. Thanks for joining. So, my people, this is the first broadcast, and be like, if you've been following my work on the internet during the days of Facebook, my very first book, the very first Mazichku Kassis on my account, you'll be familiar with this brother, and he is a very good contributor on our platforms, even in many many WhatsApp groups. We are members of the same groups and on WhatsApp groups. But today, this is the first time we are doing a program like this on a Sunday. And as as the case may be, we will be doing this every Sunday like we used to do, but on a very different scale. We are not here to tell anybody that this thing is this is that. No, we are here to provide evidence and fact. We are here to provide facts. Solomon, thank you for the thumbs up. Please thumb up the video and share it on Facebook if you can. Please just hit the share button on the this. You can remove the live chat, share it on Facebook. Just use a second and share it. And I will let my brother introduce himself before we proceed. My brother, carry on.
I salute everybody.
Would they
Good
hear
morning,
you?
Barcelona.
Would they hear you?
Yeah. My name is Chibike. For most who has not known my name, I'm one of the brothers that I always frequent on Facebook with him. We work together among the working ones who have the love, who wants our people to know the truth concerning everything that is happening within the world around them. I salute everybody. Thank you very much.
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah.
As the topic here says, brothers and sisters, it's high time we talked about. I bet maybe we won't forget this big grammar. We talk as everyone go take care of. We go to mix am with many things, even Igbo language, Yoruba, Gbogbo, at least. The most important thing, this one, no be to impress anybody. Now to make the message hit home. Now may we make the message hit. What you want to talk today? I beg. No see I'm like say we come here to abuse anybody or tell you say you no get sense because you believe in one thing or another. If I can't dey tell you that one, wetin be the difference between me and people when I dey criticize? Nothing. So now it make me want bring this topic. We want to talk about the colonial institutions in our land. And if you notice, the government of Nigeria and the government, many governments in Africa, they are shutting people up, they are silencing everyone. But there tend to be some people they don't silence. And those people, majority of our people, majority of the population always tend to look at those people as the source of their salvation, a place where their salvation will come from. And when you look at it, well, you ask yourself, if my church is a threat to the government, why is my government not shutting those churches down? I don't know if you get me. Ask yourself this. In every country you go to in Africa, in South Africa, look at what they are doing to Julius Malema and EFF. In Uganda, look at what they are doing to Bobby Wine. In Cameroon, look at what they are doing to the other guy. I've forgotten his name, and that's a shame. In Nigeria, look at what they are doing to Omoyele Sowore. Look at what they are doing to Nnamdi Kanu. I don't agree with everything Nnamdi Kanu says, but when you cut through the emotions and everything, you see that there are some underlying issues he's raising, which has to be addressed, which every Nigerian agrees. There is no single Nigerian that will tell you that the way things are very good. Anyone telling you that is either in government or a moron, a fool, who don't know exactly what's happening in his land. But when you look at it, you find out that there are people the government are chasing away, then there are people they are allowing to thrive. Not only allowing them to thrive, they are even going to their places to campaign. Your government, how many governors go to university campuses to campaign? Because they know that the powers that put them that the forces that put them in power are not in the schools. That's why they would rather spend time and energy and money lobbying people in the USA, in Washington, and in London, because they know that that's where their power come from. And when they win, they go to the church and do Thanksgiving. Oh, the only God can give power. This and that. It's a lie. They all know their master. And what the whole people we mentioned as the topic, monarchs, all your kings, your Oba, your Esama, your Igwe, your Ezes, your traditional prime ministers, your emirs, your sultans, what's the name? They have many names. The Amayara boss, all these people, just the whole monarchs. You look at the church, you look at the present democracy they gave to you. What do they all have in common? They are not at war with each other. Let me tell you, if not for the kidnapping of pastors and the burning of churches, Adeboye will not be marching against the herdsmen. Let me tell you, their pockets are getting touched. The killing of people in the north did not start today. What, have you asked yourself, why are there no longer religious crises in the north? It's just Boko Haram burning mosques, even emir's palaces. People who don't agree with them. Every mosque that is still standing in Borno State around this Haram is functioning is tied to Boko Haram. Let me tell you that. Every church that your president is not attacking, that your governor is not attacking, is in the pocket of your governor. And when you look at this, ask yourself this: why would that include religion in this thing? Is because the people who destroyed us and gave us this type of government, the people that give you this false democracy, were the same people that ruled you with the false kings and all these people. All these monarchs that ruled you. I was watching BBC Igbo yesterday. BBC Igbo was showing the Eguaro of the king of Muri, Ezenuri. Now ask yourself this: BBC Igbo, right? They didn't cover the burial of Nnamdi Kanu's parents, of which they know that any crisis could come out from there. The soldiers were there. The policemen were there, armed to the teeth. Wouldn't that be a better opportunity for the BBC to put their camera there to make sure they cover everything, so they will know whether IPOB people are conducting themselves in a respective manner, or whether the soldiers will be professional? They didn't. Why? Because they don't want their camera to capture any rotten character of Nigerian police. Yet they are BBC Igbo. Is there any event in Igbo land? Was there any event in Igbo land on that Friday bigger than that event? Senator Abaribe was there. I give it to him. He made
Peter
the
Obi was there.
Who?
Peter Obi was there. Victor was there.
Yeah. Peter Obi was there. Now, why didn't they cover that thing? Where are all these AIT cameras? All these people, if you watch, most people that we are showing the videos, we are either reposting the ones posted by IPOB guys, or they will use any of these apps, like the app we're using now, to join the directing. They didn't even. No one could show me NTA coverage of that. If NTA that, and now we wonder why Lai Mohammed, where Nigerians are suffering, Lai Mohammed wants to give NTA, borrow $500 million
to compete with CNN,
to give to NTA, Who watches NTA? Is because the NBC, the National Broadcasting Commission, is tied at the hip, is joined at the hip with NTA. And the NTA you're seeing is a government mouthpiece. Now, do you understand how who instituted all those things? Before NTA, didn't we have our means of mass media? You have town criers. You have people who go to village square to tell people things like the things they saw, where they call these traders. Why do you think all these our traders, like people have been trading from Taraba State, past Igbo land, going to Gabon, going to Cameroon? In those days, they will come back, they will bring the news. And in your community, if there's an event, people will hear it. And if it wants that everybody will come together, there are many means of mass media. Guess what? It wasn't controlled by anyone. We had people whose jobs were storytelling. Those were the journalists of those days. Then do you know that even in those days, before this British, before the Portuguese, let's start with the Portuguese. They were the first to land on our shores. After that is long after the Romans and the Greeks. This modern one, it was the Portuguese.
Yeah.
Before, you know, before the Portuguese came, there were black people who've been going to Europe and coming back. Naples, Sicily. Why was the economy of Naples and the whole Sicily so high? Why did they have a nice economy then? It's because they've been trading with Africans, people in North Africa, and I'm telling you, these are the people that own North Africa before the Arabs came. So there is nothing new, but we've been brainwashed into looking at our society from the eyes of the people who destroyed it. Now, why wouldn't BBC cover that thing? Because the B in their name stands for what? British. The first B in that acronym, BBC, stands for British. Now, Britain owns Nigeria. Why would you expect BBC Igbo? Is it because they added it Igbo and used it to fool you? Remember the video I made in 2017? I said that this BBC Igbo, they are going to use it to control the entire cyberspace. And with it, you people will think that they are with you. All those days we are shouting, hey, they have BBC Hausa. Why don't we have BBC Igbo? And I told you people, it's better you don't have it, because that BBC Hausa is contributing to the poverty in the north. They are there to protect the ruling class of the north. They cannot broadcast what the ruling class of the north don't want them to. Why? Because even the Sultan of Sokoto can recommend someone, a presenter, an editor, all these people. Today, then the BBC Igbo, do you think they will just pick a random Igbo man or Igbo woman and put them there? Any random Igbo man or Igbo woman they will put there, they will have to interview you. And when they interview you, they will know what you know. They will know the extent of your knowledge of what's going on in the world. And if you happen to be people like us, they will call you a troublemaker. They will tell you, we hear from us. So no matter how good you are, they will not give you that job, because you go and wake the people up. My brother, let me give you time and jump for you to jump in.
Okay. If I may chip in based on what you said, to analyze what you said. Every human being who is reasoning, one thing is that what makes you a human being in the first place is that humanly, you must tell yourself the truth. You must be honest to yourself. We say that there's no absolute truth except the one that one tells himself or herself. If you don't have that capacity to figure out truth when it is manifesting and apply it in your life, you deserve not to be a human being. Cool. That is the typical truth. Now, let's look at things very well. Ever since, let us go back to our history, if you like, you call it history or prehistorically. If you check very well, Black people are the people who has never invaded any other people as human in this planet Earth. Yes. Check it very well. We are the people who have suffered all inhuman atrocities. Unfortunately, these people brought whatever they believe. I'm going to the religious area of it. They brought it to us. We accepted it. These people, check again, they are the people controlling our media. And we don't see anything wrong with it. They have conditioned our mind to believe that anything that comes from them is it could be true. And we are not going to deny whatever good that comes from them. But one thing is that no matter how you accept any good that comes from a foreigner, first of all, you must put yourself in the first position. You have the right, you deserve your right to check whether it is good, whether it is true or not before you accept. You should not be under pressure, under intimidation to accept anything that you see. You have your alienable right, it's organic, to check this thing. Is it true? Is it false? Even if they push, they say, allow me to check. It is your right. You check it. You balance all your reasoning, all your sense of logic. If it is good, you take it. I will tell you for myself here now. I have where I go against foreign ideologies or people that create it. But whenever I see something good from them, I will accept. It is just like your enemy bring both truth and lies to you. Maybe he may be saying some atom of truth he don't want you to know. It is your alienable right to open your ear and widen your awareness to catch from that truth he don't want you to see. Take it. It is your right. Because any truth you receive from somewhere else and add it to you is telling yourself the truth. Then if it happened to be lie coming from that angle, you deserve your right to reject it. Because in this world we are living, this world looks somehow negative. And the only survival instinct is to think positive. That is the only way you can survive. Then if you try to shed this thing in our own light to whom we are today, we see that we have not lived up to that expectation. That is why we are backwards.
Yes.
That is why we are backwards. Now let's look at things very well. If you come economically, you have seen that we are the consumer set of people.
Yes.
We don't value ourselves. At times, we jettison most of the things we produce locally. Take, for instance, from where I come in Igbo land, at times we make jest, say Abamed, Igbo Pro. We use that language of jettisoning ourselves. And we believe that we prefer, it could be that what comes from outside is better than our own. But for us to preserve ourselves, we must learn how to appreciate ourselves.
Please, brother, let me jump in here a little bit. Like when you talk about Abamed, Igbo Pro, those Aba people you are seeing, take someone from Aba and send that person to Italy. And give the person machine. You give the person electricity. See how he work more than those people you find there. Let me tell you something. You see Turkey. All these Turkish shirts you people are wearing, go there, you see, go to the factories. You will see your brothers and sisters making those garments. Go to garments factory. Not as if your people don't know what they will do or how to do it, is because they don't have an enabling environment. The government don't even know that they could give electricity and remove taxes, import duties on machines, all these factory equipment. You remove the import duties on it. What do you think will happen? Banks will be begging people, please, do you have collateral? Come and take this money because we know that you can manufacture things. And let me tell you something. $1 is 316 naira. Now, if you manufacture your shoes in Aba with good machines and everything, even if you are selling it 10,000 naira, that 10,000 naira, when you bring it, is the same quality as the ones they are making in Vietnam and China. All these ones you are seeing, you are going to Italy to buy Italian shoes and all these things. Most of them are coming from factories in China, Vietnam, Cambodia, all these places in Asia, even India. Now, look at it. Sometimes they will tell you, they will say Versace, product of Italy. You know why? If they write it made in Italy, when they are bringing it back to Italy to sell, they will pay. That's why you see product of Italy. Or they will say made by Versace, made by Gucci, made by no longer made in Italy, no longer made in France. Now, those companies, you see Gucci, Versace, they will come home and partner with your people. By that time, you will find out that you don't need to pray to have money. You don't need to fast. You don't need, you just need to have the equipment and the material, the technology. When you do it, you see people going to Nigeria. You see most of our people, all these boutique owners, that will go to their shops, you buy authentic Versace, authentic Gucci, and all these things. Those people, most of them have not been to Italy. In fact, they don't know any European country. They've not set eyes.
Of course, I know.
In any European country, they are going to all these places. They are moving these factories. So when we talk about neglecting our things, I understand that some people, if it's like for me, if it's not of top quality, I'm not going to use. But I understand what these people need. When I could, I would patronize them. Like if I want to make some clothes and all this, I love making it in Aba. I cannot tell a Turkish man to sew my traditional wear. He can't do it. He don't know how. No matter how he tries, he can't do it. It's just like telling a foreigner that you said that this foreigner knows how to cook a goosey soup, or you go to an Igbo woman's.
There's no other way to explain it.
Or you go to an Igbo woman's restaurant, you say this woman knows how to cook afang soup. No matter how sweet that soup is, an average Calabar person will eat it and say, she tries more.
Of course.
The same thing, when we give them these things, you find out that we would not even be, come on, because the Versace you are going to buy in Italy is the same Versace they'll be making at your backyard. My brother, I don't know if I'm making sense, please.
Of course. Now, for me to continue from where I stopped now. You check very well now. You see that there are some element among us as well. Take, for instance, if you go to About today, where some of our people will be trying there to set a route to there, to begin something that look like a factory. You will see some selfish element among us who prefer to go to China, carry their money, go to China, give to Chinese who place their market in their home, buy ticket, fly on the air, drop money there, carry good and come back in order just for selfish reason. You see, this is another element we are facing. Now, many of us have not even understand that even in our rural areas in Africa, it takes intelligent people to come together at times. They even, some of those who square in the handle that doesn't even meet up to a market standard, to set up something there. Maybe build a civic or municipal market there. People, before you could know it, attraction began.
No, we'd rather see our people go and check it. The most beautiful structure you will get in every community you go to, especially in Igbo land.
Yeah.
The most biggest structures that attract people's attention are churches. They will spend money to build old classical churches.
Yeah.
All the old model, those things you are seeing are the old courts. That's how the old courts look. Look at the churches, all those old churches. That's how old government building used to look. Now they started modernizing. Before they put cross and all, they moved those crosses and all those things. Go back to government buildings, parliaments. Look at the Whitehall in England. Look at their buildings. Where you see all these Big Ben and all this. Those things were the same thing, my people. My brother, carry on.
Yeah, I will tell you one thing. Now, let me use my hamlet from the village where I come from. You know, we are brought up in a Catholic family. My village happens to be a station in our parish in those days. All of a sudden, the village become a parish, and now my hamlet become a station. Now, for many people who have not known my name, my slave name, let me just put it in that way, under this ignorance, because we are all born in ignorance. I was born a twin. Unfortunately, my twin brother is no more. We were named after Paul and Peter. My name is Peter. Now, you know, while I was struggling in Europe here, suffering, struggling to squeeze out myself and go home, one day, they happened to name my hamlet St. Peter. On 29th of June, the day of St. Peter's feast, or whatever they call it.
Feast of St. Peter.
Yeah, they happened to a civic center they built in our hamlet. They converted to church. My mother happened to be there. That day, the feast of St. Peter. They say, those who are answering Peter, come forward. Let the Reverend Father, Onyo Kochukwu or whatsoever, see them. They mentioned because of our family. Yeah.
Biagako ji my chacha na ahụ ụmụ nwunye mmadụ na ahụ ọma chacha na ike ọta boys. Come on.
Ignorant ones, then all those ones. You know, due to the prominence of my family in our hamlet, they point at my mother that one of her son is Peter, who is in Europe. Now, they call her out. After all said and done, they say that those that have to do something for church. My mother just called me. Immediately, she just raised that. I just waged her on the road. I said, in the first place, Mama, before you born me, did me and you reach agreement that you should call me an European?
Oh.
To her, she was seeing it like somebody has gone crazy. I said, no, it's not a laughing matter. Do an European answer Chibika? This is not a joking matter. So, Mama, I'm suffering here to squeeze myself to see if I can come home. And you are telling me what church said. Fuck hell out of that church. My mother was surprised when I shouted on your stand. So, by the way, so Mama, what is the sense of giving me that European name? Did they tell you that they told you that I was conceiving sin, isn't? I was conceiving sin. In the time you saw me as a little baby, when you give birth to me, do I look like a sinner? Did nature told you that I was born a sinner? Or did the religion, somebody's ideology told you that I was born a sinner? So, Mama, let's tell ourselves the truth. But she was watching me. See it. So what does that mean? Now, I am trying now. It's just for me to pay tax for answering an English name in the name of religion.
Tax, yes.
I'm paying tax for answering an English name. You see that religion, colonization has succeeded in subduing the black people, the people that are least affected. We answer our name, we still answer one European slave name. We do traditional wedding, we do white wedding. We speak our language, we speak English just like we are speaking here now. These are the effect that has already rumpled our mentality.
Please, my brother.
Yeah.
That name, those names they are giving you.
Yeah.
It is not that they want it to run side by side with your own native name. Now watch what they are doing. Now you are called Chibike Peter Emelayo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, very soon, you will drop your own name, your Emelayo, or your great-grandchildren will drop it and answer your father's name. Now,
they fell. Yeah.
Check something now. Most of us, if you are of my age, check. Majority of us, our grandfather's names we know are European names.
Yeah.
Now you take a European name as your son name. And given that the Western culture, pop culture, has killed us, you find that some people. Now, let me give an example. In Riverine area, River State, for instance, go and check it. You see some people, their first and last names are European names.
Yeah.
Why is it? It's because those people were conquered first. So over time, all those native names started disappearing. Before we know it, both of them European names. And at the long run, let's say 100 years from today, your kids who are growing up will not even know. In fact, they will be lucky to still know your language, let alone knowing your name. And
no, they have not my own, because my coming again is another version of me. I will fight to that.
I'm just talking generally. I'm not talking generally.
Yeah.
Now,
I know.
they will not know their family's name. Before you know it, you see somebody, James Rivers.
James. Maureen Solomon. Nkiru
Sivanos. And go to Edo State, you go see the name Taya. You see name like Favor, Goodness. Listen, is there no translation of goodness in Bini or Ishan language?
Okay, just like Herbert Macaulay.
Yeah.
Donald. What this is Leon? Somebody who is answering Leon. What is Donald Leon or whatever of this governor? These are all those elements. Yeah.
Yes.
So you see, all those things is that people has never awakened to all these things. Now you go again. You look into how come your ancestors has never told you that you were born a sinner? All of a sudden, one ideology from somewhere came and introduced the ministry of condemnation.
Yes. I love that word, ministry of condemnation, indeed.
Yeah. You understand? So I have thought, okay, now let's look at them very well now. That you inherited a sin of inheritance. From whom? From Adam and Eve. That one is another topic of its own. Now, Jesus Christ has come to pay for the price. Jesus Christ, they suppose Jesus Christ who died 2,000 years ago, and look at you who have not even reached up to 100 years. Now, the question we should ask ourselves, is this a sin you committed in your pre-existence or what? How did you inherit it? Is it running in the DNA?
No. If they didn't condemn you and make you believe you are condemned, why will you look for salvation? And salvation is found in who alone? Christ. And being in Christ means what? You become a Christian. Are you noticing the fraud? Are you noticing it? And when you are a Christian, now the government is doing anything, you'll be like, oh, these are the things of the world. Let me leave them. My reward is in heaven.
Yeah.
Are you understanding it?
Yeah.
Go on, my brother.
So let us, everybody, put mind together. Iron sharpeneth iron. Let us reason together. Now you check it. You ask yourself, when did you commit this sin? In your pre-existence or what? Or is it a hereditary? Is it like a virus? Then, if it is like a virus, the next question we should ask ourselves, for instance, let me use myself for example. My great-grandfather, his name is Okonkwo, of which I believe when he begat my grandfather, he called him Emelayo. I know my great-grandfather was never a Christian and never knew Jesus Christ as they preach, because his first son is a traditional priest. He has a shrine, our ancestral shrine, where he serves. He never had English name. That means the junior brother decided to become a Christian on his own, and the answer Christopher, they tricked him. That is how the virus polluted us. And now, if that should be the case, if my grandfather willingly accepted that he was born in sin, and the concept of baptism cleaned him and the one he found in Christ as the wife, how come they begat my father, and my father came to this world with sin again, and need to be cleansed again in order to be given one European name? My father's name is a Greek name, Theophilus. After they have cleaned my father of his own virus, my father still have another storm of virus that he used to begat me, and now I have realized the game. One day, is it possible that I will give birth to another child that will carry the same virus? What is that? Like I will never accept. My brethren, I don't know about all of you. Let us reason together. Look at the logic, look at the mathematics. Now, if this thing is true, why does it continue from generation to generation? That's to show you that this is a fake concept to enslave us mentally. Remember, this thing is theological evolution, theological war against the evolution of our consciousness. Awareness. They don't want you to be aware. And this, where they locked it up, is in belief stock, in religion. That is why if you see anybody ask now, he will tell you the God, heavenly God is my father. In any how you look at it, just ask yourself a question. The relationship between whatever you call your higher being or your God should be father and son or father and daughter. Do you need any book to know to relate with your father, whether spiritually or physically or biologically or anyhow you see it? And in your sense of reasoning.
And let me ask them, let me chip in small. Yeah. If that thing was going to save you, that it is actually a system that was built to bring you salvation.
Yeah.
Why do you think that the same people who destroyed our place will bring you salvation?
Okay. That's another question they've never asked. Now, let's look at it very well. Yeah, continue, please.
Carry on.
Now, let's look at it very well. If we cannot talk of the Hellenistic period, as at 1,000, 2,000 years ago, because most of us have not realized that this planet, in fact, this solar system is black people own this solar system.
Of course.
We're not just talking of this planet. The solar system, the sun, and the 8 or 9 planets that revolve around it. The people that had the civilization, black people. One. Now let us come to this planet Earth. Many people, researchers, anthropologists have come up with the result that as at 55,000 years ago, there was no other color but black people. Now, how come that we were shrunk down only to the continent of Africa today? The little area you see in the Pacific and other areas that are being maltreated there.
No. Indonesia, all these people that came from Philippines. All those, forgetting that, when you talk about what do they call it? These Europeans you are seeing, they have many of these Europeans will trace their origin to the doors of China. That's why it's called
the Euro-Asia,
Indo-Aryan race. Hitler, Germans are Aryans. Why do you think Hitler was going to Asia, even to Ulaanbaatar,
India,
Mongolia?
Swastika,
They reach Mongolia. That swastika they are using, they got it from Mongolia. All these things, and that swastika you're seeing is an ancient African symbol. It's in Africa too.
I know.
And when you talk about, look at Australia. Do you think that the British just realized that there were people in Australia and they went and destroyed them? No, these people have ancient maps. Africa, my brother, please carry on. Let me pull up something.
So what I'm saying in essence is that up to the Hellenistic period, now this area, let's keep them aside. What of in this present day? In this present day, when the Portuguese and all of them, they set foot, most of people have not even known that even the popes, when this man went to America, say he went to America, traveling all his seafaring, call it Christopher Columbus or whatever. These people are people given license. When they catch slaves, they go to Vatican and drop them there to get favor from the Pope who was ruling the world as then.
They will sell and give them their percentage, government tax.
Exactly. So many people have not known all these things. Now, how come these people, they capture our people from Africa here, strip them of their language, strip them of their culture, strip them of their name, strip them of their history? In America today, the maltreatment and the segregation continue to happen there. As if that's not enough, they came back and they balkanize and divide Africa in colonial boundary, force us into speaking their language and everything. If you check very well today, the ways of our thought is determined by them. Still, nobody sees anything wrong with it.
Yes.
Whenever you try to defend, it is religion that always tells us that our fathers are idol worshippers. They are the people that try always to criticize us. And they believe these people. If these people can do all this inhuman atrocity to us, how come how come a savior of the world is born through their lineage? Some people have not risen up to this things. Many people have not seen that the other cultures who have woken up have a Christ-like that look like them. Look at the Indian, the Krishna look like the Indian, Buddha look like the Chinese. How do we explain it? And when you come to this awareness, now you begin to say, what should have been ringing in your mind? You say, oh. That means this Heavenly Father, God, begetting this European man, that means it must be created by these people. It's a simple mathematics. You don't need to dig. Now, let us go back again. In the Bible story, check all the chronology in the Bible. Now, go back and refresh your mind like a little child who has been reading by the book of Bible story. Because that is where nature tells you, where you will tell yourself the truth. Because most of us, once we've grown up now, begin to read all this Bible in black and white, that they don't put picture. They will deny, God is not this, God doesn't have color. They begin to lie to themselves. That's what most of us do as adults. We deviate from the truth and begin to lie to ourselves. But if you see things in the mind and perspective of a little child, you will know that you tell yourself the truth. Every biblical chronologist, check all the characters in the Bible are white. Let's look at things very well. Let us look into the Great Flood. Before the Great Flood, I guess the people that inhabited this planet Earth were black people. Biblical God destroyed all of them. Biblical God destroyed all of them. For what reason? Let us tell ourselves the truth. They say God, they say the sons of God and whatever the cock and bull story they say. Because this thing is not a question of biblical God, but let us dwell on that. You see that it doesn't logically make sense. You destroy black people. The next time black people surface in biblical history, the story of Ham, the son of the Noah, which Ham is a white man as well because his father is white, from family of white. The punishment that was given to Ham for seeing the nakedness of the father and making mockery that his children shall become black like us. That is now to tell you that Bible places us as cause, as a punishment to Ham. The reason why me and you have black color, the reason why me and you have broad lips and the broad nose and the kinky head. You see the way Bible portrays us. Yet people doesn't see anything wrong with all these things. Know very well that a human being craftily write all these things to bring us down, to make us feel inferior of ourselves, and we buy into it. That is the reason why you go to village, you go to any, you see a fellow brother and sister, you are talking to him, he don't want to reason because his mind has been locked down. You know, there's something we call matrix. Go on, brother.
No, finish up. The matrix, explain the matrix to them.
Yeah, something we call matrix. Matrix is just living in a reality created by another person. if I will advise any of my people, my brothers and sisters, if I will advise any of you, create your own reality. Never live by another person's reality. You see that this, if you check from what I've seen, and you see from what I've said here so far, you see that people created a concept of reality that made them become superior and make you become inferior. And once you subscribe to it, it becomes your reality. The funny part of it is that people have not known that your perception becomes your reality. At the end, it alters your DNA. And you will use this reality that alters your DNA, change your consciousness, use it to reproduce another version of you that is thinking the same way. If you are stupid, automatically your child will be stupid until you wake up and begin to speak to him or her. If you keep quiet, it's just another version of you, and this is what is happening to us today. You see that our society today, our failure to wake up is the reason why these politicians and all the cabals are. Yeah. People think, yeah.
These politicians, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Go and ask Ike Hakim. The day he challenged the Catholic Church, they took it up, they took it against him.
Yeah.
And they supported someone else. He challenged the Catholic Church and dared them by attacking a reverend father, and that was his end. Now, people thought that it was the prayers of the church that did it. No. The church understands that they control the population. I am not an Ike Hakim fan, please. I know exactly how Ike Hakim was brought to power. He was brought to power through a fraudulent means. In fact, I will confess again, I was one of the people that ate money, that enjoyed that money. So he was brought into power by the people he considers powerful. Meanwhile, by the time he left, his first tenure started, Obasanjo, who orchestrated all those things, has left. Maurice Iwu wasn't anywhere to be found. Now, these people went and made the power structure of Nigeria. They know that they can support the opposition.
Yeah.
Now, what percentage of Imolites are Catholics? You'll find out that so many of them. So many of them. Now the church will tell you that this one attacked a man of God. Naturally, it is natural that Assemblies of God, Deeper Life, all these things, so it's natural for them to do what? Close ranks and come together to fight a common enemy. They'll be telling you that he is fighting against the church of God. Meanwhile, he was challenging the power that was beyond his office, which he doesn't know. How many churches opened their doors for him during campaign?
Okay.
Some people who did was just outskirts, not major people, because the bishop told him.
Exactly.
Looking back now, all those things will begin to make sense to you. It's because he didn't understand that the church and state works together. If you need any evidence, look at the British crown. Look at the badge of the Church of England. You will see the crown and the cross. That is the marriage of church and state.
Exactly.
And by the time he started, it is the same thing they brought to our place. What this diocese you are hearing of, what's the meaning of diocese? It's just like county.
Yeah, county, yeah. Religious county.
It's just like county. They were using
from a religious perspective.
Not even from a religious perspective. In Jamaica today, they've not done away with all those old colonial names. You go to, you say, this is diocese of this, diocese of this. You understand?
Yeah.
Before you had states, Imo State, other states, all this one, you already had diocese on the Niger, which was controlling everywhere from Imo State, Anambra State, or before. Diocese on the Niger. Imo people were under the Diocese of Niger. This was Saint Cathedral in Onitsha. People contributed money in my village to build that monstrous structure you see there.
In Onitsha.
Yes, Saint Cathedral.
Yeah.
People from Umuahia, All these people, the people, that is administrative quarter, that is administrative head. Before, when the white men were ruling, you go to Osses Cathedral, the people in charge there are what? White people.
Of course.
Controlling everything, Holy Trinity, all these things. Watch, the moment these people left government and said they gave you local rule, independence, they still left the people in church to do what? All those, that next 20 years, they lasted. From 1960 to 1980, 82. Before 85, 90s, most of them have gone. Do you know why? Because they've trained enough people that they will hand over. Let me tell you, before they make anyone the bishop, those days before these Anglicans separated from the Church of England after the church recognition of gay marriage.
Yeah.
Before they make, there is nobody that will tell you that the primate of Nigeria in Lagos those days will be the one to decide who becomes the bishop of Niger Diocese. The primate is just like there, the way they put Buhari out. Is in control of who becomes the president of Nigeria. They work hand in hand with the Council on Foreign Relations. All these people. That was how the primate was directed by they will have to call the primate to London to go and meet directly with the Queen and all these people. The Bishop of Canterbury answers to the Queen. From there, they will put your own bishop who will be superseding over. Then those bishops are given power to take archdeacons. Those archdeacons have the power to control who becomes parish priests, vicars. Then the vicars will now control the lower priests and the church teachers, the catechists. The catechist, from the catechist, you have to become a church teacher before you become a catechist. Now, let's go like this.
You see that scandal in Anglo Diocese?
Chatham House will now put Buhari. Buhari will now decide who becomes APC regional chairman, the Southeast Zone. Then from the Southeast Zone, they will create the cabal that will decide who will fly their party's flag. And so state, like in Southeast now, Imo, Anambra, Abia, all these things. You cannot become the PDP or APC flag bearer without. You can't become that without your party regional chairman. That is in all these parties. They call it vice president. But they are in charge of the regions. Now, those chairmen will now give somebody power as a governor. Now, when the governor becomes the governor, sometimes you see them have loggerheads. It's the same thing you see, like some bishops are having loggerheads with the primate in Abuja. The same people, Buhari, through there, the person he did that, we recommend who become a senator, who will fly the party's flag. Then those senators and those governors will now decide who will become the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly will check his fellow members of the State House of Assembly who will be in charge of this committee, that committee. Those ones will go and be in control of the local government chairmen in their regions. Now, the local government chairmen in their regions will now take charge of the councils, the councillors, which doesn't
like a pyramid.
It's a pyramid. It's the same thing. It's the same system. My brother, carry on.
Yeah. So you see, so the problem is that our people, it is better if we don't wake up. Many people think that this planet Earth will transform. This planet may transform on its own, but one thing is that it may be retarded due to our inability to wake up and move with the planet as it transforms itself. The same thing happens in any community we find ourselves, in our place now. If we don't wake up, these people in the hands of affairs will always take advantage of our ignorance. Check very well. Like we said here, you earlier said that the politics and religion are interwoven. You see, if we don't wake up, the religious leader will take advantage of our ignorance, as well as the politicians.
Watch
See,
what what do you call it? TB Joshua said
yeah.
that God told him that Biafra will happen in 2020 without bloodshed.
Uh-huh.
What do you think he's doing? He is pandering to IPOB people.
Yeah. Taking
Nnamdi
advantage
Kanu,
of the ego and the emotion.
go and check whether you believe in Biafra or not, whether you like Nnamdi Kanu or not. Most social media hits, the most social media hit you got on that Friday, they buried Nnamdi Kanu's parents, was all about Nnamdi Kanu IPOB, IPOB. Now he
Yeah.
is riding on that wave, knowing that the social media is saturated with IPOB and Biafra issue. Now he's
Exactly.
riding on that wave to tell you that God showed him that IPOB, that Biafra will come in 2020. Are you getting it? Format. Go on, brother.
So people have not understand that. Now, let me say it clearly. I know that some religious folk among us here now who subscribe to God concept and all those things. I don't see God the way you people see. In fact, let people know it very well that what people call God in African spirituality or anyhow you see it. Take for instance here now. Some people from Edo know that there's something, a higher being they call Osa. Like us in Igbo land, we know Chi, Uku, or Osebrowa, or whatever, like the Yoruba may say Orisha. It is not biblical God. People should not make a translation and linking two of them together. This is what is killing us. This is what is deceiving us. Until when you go to your language, look at the structure of the language, check the reason why that name become what we give to a force like that. You understand whether it is a force or a being.
Yes.
The problem is that we have been made to understand that there is a being in the astral realm, a being. And now they try to squeeze it into our language. And
Yes.
we find one thing and just as a synonym. And that is where we are trapped. That is the problem most of us have. I don't subscribe to one invisible being in the astral realm called God. The only thing I know very well that it is this consciousness, universal consciousness that manifests itself in a diverse way, which I'm part of it. Okay, let us borrow from the book of Luke in the Bible, where Jesus was saying, book 4:18 said that the kingdom of God is within you. Let's use the term God. Then you should ask yourself, if the kingdom of God, where God dwells, is within you, it should be you. Now, from the fourth dimension of reality, you are the one inhabiting this body, seeing the world around you through this eye, through this two pin eye here now. You are the one seeing the world around you, seeing the whole world around you through this eye. You are inside this vessel. You are not this vessel. This vessel is a property you have. Just you like have a car. Just you have your house. That is what this vessel is. The real person that is you is the consciousness within you, which is the God in you, which is the kingdom is within you, which is you. So people don't want to see things from this perspective. All people want to believe there's some God somewhere else. And the question they have not asked ourselves, in this world, this hell we are today, this hell, this dimensional reality that is hell today, a prison we are today, this God does remain adamant that people are dying anyhow. Okay, look at Nigeria here today. Look at how the Boko Haram are killing people. And this God, the same God in Islam, the same God in Christianity, this same God keep quiet. All these things are happening. People could not reason. We, the religious people, that we have been conditioned. You see somebody, I have seen somebody who escaped a debt where four died. He alone survived out of it, coming to the church to give testimony. The Lord had done it. Only you, God save only you, and allow for. People cannot reason logically. Does it make any sense? God saved you alone. That is how religion is just. Anyone you touch, he said the kingdom of heaven is is individual.
Heaven is my target.
Heaven is my target.
Lazarus Monka of Choosing Church told them that the motto is heaven at last.
Yeah.
So forget whatever suffering. Forget that even though you're suffering, you've been praying, have hope. If so, leave that sickness. Don't go to hospitals. Don't watch your diet. Just come and be praying. By faith, you will be healed. Even if you are not healed, the Lord will console you when you die.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know very well when I step into this country from Germany, I have most of Fela music. I'm a fan of Fela. I will continue to say it. People may wonder why. Even as much as I was still being influenced by ignorant population of the Christians around me, I stepped into a house where I was about to enter, a flat where I was about to enter. People living there. In their system, one of them opened one Fela music. Immediately I sprang up. Hey, Fela. The woman is a deeper life woman. I say, do you like Fela? I say, yes. Do you like his music? I say, yes. He said, I'm disappointed in you. I say, why? I said, why? What has Fela done? Because Fela, you paint the chalk, use the pant to sing. Now they live the message.
You don't know it. Let me tell you. When Fela was there, in fact, Fela contributed to the disappearance of many white people from Lagos. Because he was singing, he was calling them by name. So he went to France, he will go to London, he will go to all these places. The church in Nigeria, they have specific order to condemn this man. And watch, even those that own your media, even the so-called private media houses, they are being controlled by the same colonial masters. That was why the newspaper would keep on writing against Fela. See, to this day, any person that speaks ill of the government, even your private media, look at Showore. How many media houses, channels, all these people, the journalists, you see how they pretend that he did not exist. The only time you see them covering it is when it's getting traction in social media. And social media is forcing them to cover certain things. That's why you don't see them do anything. Check, for instance, during the 2019 election, they allowed Obi Ezekwesili. I have respect for the woman, but politically, she's a lightweight. She has the message, just like every other Nigerian has a message. She's a political lightweight. She made it to the stage. What's his name? This man. What's the name of that Igbo man? This our brother.
From where? Big part.
This our brother, Moralo.
Okay, Kingsley Moralo.
Now he has been given a job by the government. He made it to the stage. A total nobody. He has a good message. Guess what? I have a good message too, but does that mean that I have the political structure to run? No. They allowed those people to go there. They did not allow Showore. And the debate was being hosted by a media house. Now, if you had media, why wouldn't they let their fellow journalists on the stage? And are you noticing something? Look at Fela, look at Showore, look at every other person talking against the establishment. Now, when they arrested Showore, how many Yoruba monarchs? The Oni of Ife is there. The Olubadan is there. Alafin of Oyo is there. The Oba of Lagos is there. You go to Egba land. They have many people that have the Egba stool.
Prominent people.
Awori people. All these people. None of them raised a voice. Why? If they say anything, they will reduce their standard. You saw what Buhari did to one emir at that time. You see the Sultan of Sokoto. If a weak person becomes the Sultan of Sokoto, if he does nonsense, the Sokoto governor will remove him. Now, imagine what, just because the Sultan of Sokoto made a comment the other day, Hausa people started stoning his house. Why? The governor told those people to. He wants to tell him, listen, we are not being ruled with these institutions. This is an archaic institution. It is in my power. Now, the Sultan of Sokoto The sultanate itself is stronger than that governor, but Sultan of Sokoto is not stronger than that governor because that guy can even remove him and put one of his cousins. Most of his cousins believe that he's not supposed to be the Sultan of Sokoto. Are you getting it now? So they can easily look at this governor. What is his name? The Kano governor. You saw what he was doing to Emir of Kano, Sanusi.
Yeah.
You saw what Ganduje did. He removed any emirate from him and just left him with small. So those people, had they spoken anything in support of Showere, they would remove them from grade 1 king to grade 2. They have grades, in case you don't know. The Obi
I know.
The Obi of Onisha, Oba of Benin, Amarabo of Opobo. All these people, you go to every nation. Let me tell you, count how many grade 1 kings. You go and look, those are the same people that the British took and made kings. Their ancestors, warrant chiefs. From chiefs, they became kings. It's the same system. Because the British now, they are ruling with Western democracy. There's nothing democratic about it. That's why they've abandoned these people and go to who? The governors, the president, your senators, the people managing your finance, your banking. Those days, when you check it, they were using these warrant chiefs. Now, these governors cannot do away with the warrant chiefs because the warrant chiefs were there before them. That was why I was warning IPOB people. You cannot unseat the people in the political class if you don't remove Ohaneze Ndigbo. They were there before you, just like these kings. But what those Ohaneze Ndigbo will not push the governors will not push Ohaneze Ndigbo. Now you see that all these things are tied together. That's why they cannot challenge the powers that be. Every tool you see is from these people. My brother, carry on.
See, you see, adding to what we have said already is that the earlier our people begin to be conscious, particularly whenever it comes to political consciousness, our people need to wake up. Because the more we wake up, because this era is the era of media propaganda.
Of course.
In fact, everybody has to open all his antennas to be vibrant wherever you are.
Your bullshit dictator, let your bullshit dictator be active. So when you see bullshit, you know it's bullshit, and don't just know that it's bullshit, call it out.
Exactly. Particularly whenever one is that you need to, energy discover yourself through vibration.
Of course.
Take for instance here now. I don't need to come to where you are to know whom you are. We have already known ourselves.
Yes.
All this is the same energy. Now, why I use this language in this case here, in any area you see yourself, you try to use your energy and get a signal, get a vibration, get a signal of people who think the same way you think. Now, whenever you come to a community, in your community, it is your duty. Once you, let me put it in this way now. There's a times when you wake up, you look as if, when you see it as if you are the only one seeing in another reality, seeing what is happening, it look as if maybe you are mad. Maybe people are not seeing it. You begin to check whether what you are seeing is true or you are hallucinating. Until you begin to see people who sees what you are seeing, okay, you are not alone. Now, as people continue to multiply and they spread the message and wake up people. Now, start even from your village. You see that in your village, this same symptom that is controlling from up reaches your village. You dismantle your village. All those tyrannical acts of the Eze and all of once you people dismantle it and hold that area.
I am not at war with the king of my village. I have no issues with him. We are not quarreling.
Yeah.
He has no right. He has no right to tell me what to do or what not to do.
Exactly.
If you still do that thing, you are still trapped. Do you know that if your king currently tells you not to set foot in your community, you can sue him? Take him to court.
Okay.
Take him to court. He will pay hell.
That is it.
Hell, yeah, that the only thing they could do is they say, oh, the community, anybody who goes to this person's house will do this to him, will do
Who
that.
cares?
That who gives a fuck?
Who
And
give a shit?
if you have money, those people will not tell him that. And if in many communities, you find out that when the king meets someone who knows what he knows, like a politician, see the politician will go and tell the government, the governor, that they need autonomous communities there. They will come and see my king, the king of my community. Rochas Okorocha as a governor removed the staff of office. Why? To tell him that I own you, I control you. All of them are taking their staff of office from state governor. From the state governor. Are you understanding what's going on here? Go on, brother.
Okay, now look at it again. You see, in some cases, you see, it is the same traditional ruler who always go to church. A reverend father will carry what they call host or whatsoever, communion, and put it in his tongue. A whole traditional ruler. Let us. It is the same in the same tradition. Here you see an elderly somebody who is blessing kola nut. Igoji.
Naha Jesus.
In conclusion, Naha Jesus Christ in the name of Jesus Christ. Imagine this concept of kola nut. Nobody know when it started in Igbo land, when it was instituted by our ancestors. All of a sudden, glory go to Jesus. Somebody created in Europe. Let us. How are we going to evolve as a people?
Let me tell them another thing.
Yeah.
When you go to Christ Church in Onitsha, you will see the anchor. Those people, the Europeans, European invaders.
Yeah.
You see the anchor that brought their first ship.
Okay. They drop it there.
They left it there because sometimes there are some ships may come, there is no anchor, they don't have enough, they use that one to anchor it, or they build extra. The anchor is the chain is there. Yeah. And it's like a what? There is like a souvenir.
It means something as well, yeah.
And that people don't know. Hold on. Wow. That thing is how many years old? It's still there. Go to Onsen Cathedral and ask them. They, like St. Andrew's, Anglican Church, Onitsha, Christ Church.
Yeah.
They are older than Onsen.
Yeah.
Now go to the cathedral that has all these documents. Tell them, remember the church have every document. Do you know documents they don't have? They will never show you any document in those churches that dates back to the days of the transatlantic slavery. Why? Yeah. The slave masters were registering the numbers of slaves. All those documents used to be in the church. Then when they were leaving, they took all of those ones.
Okay.
You will see a Bible. They will tell you that this Bible has stayed here for 250 years. Okay, it's not up to 200. Like Anglican Church is 160 something years now. It's not oldest in Igbo land. You will see the Bibles that they first brought. Now, where are all those documents they were using to record something? They can't show you. They've sent them back to England. And those documents, you will never see it in any museum. Why? You will know that the church compounds, do you know why the church have big compounds? They were using that place to line up slaves and take count. That's why every church has a very large compound, and it is usually situated at the center of the town. Go and check it.
Okay.
It is never far from the market. Now, all
it's true.
Except
like in my place. But like in my place, the church, the school and market, these are triangle.
Church, school market, everywhere. Yeah. Those markets, they were coming to sell slaves. Those warrior chiefs, your kings you are seeing, those kings participated in slavery.
Of course.
They were, those people you call kings, the warrior chiefs, they were warlords, criminals. Now they will give them power, they gave them guns. That's why you tell your kings to go, all their children studied abroad. They went to London. The time they were taking people as slaves, those ones are being put in the same cabin with the white men, with the captains.
Yeah.
They dressed them well. They would never serve a single white man anywhere.
in compensation for what their father has done.
No, they will train them, educate them. Now, those people will come back and start re-educating you people. And they will tell you that our ancestors gave us the offer, is in this family. This one will say in this family, are you okay?
Okay.
Are you
Our
okay?
ancestors gave us offer, and they uphold that offer. But on the other side, we are in the church languishing.
Leave those people.
Yeah, you see one thing, I have come across some people, whenever you enter into argument with them, whenever you try to make difference between God and the Obasi or Seplower, they try to link them together. Now, in order to win the argument, they will tell you, our ancestors have known God even before Christianity. But the question they have not asked themselves, if your ancestors have known God in that sense, why did you convert to become a Christian?
Yes. Yes. And if you were born in sin,
have known God in that sense,
if you were born in sin, why didn't that God tell you that you were born in sin? And you had to wait for the people that destroyed you. Many people don't wait. Let me play a video and show you the roles the church played.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
I will show you the roles the church played in slavery.
Exactly. Some of us have asked some critical questions. We were created in the image of God, but yet we were born as sinners.
Yes. Two something. That is cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
Two opposing ideas in your head at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's play this video. I will play the 3 videos. Then I will come back and let my brother analyze what he saw there.
Okay.
Before New World discovery, Spain and Portugal had gone to the Pope over a dispute about lines of demarcation. And the Pope had said to both Spain and Portugal, you are both authorized to reduce to servitude all infidel people. In other words, if a person is not a Christian, you are authorized to enslave the person.
If the person is not a Christian, you are authorized to enslave the person. Now, are you getting something? Let's continue.
That is how we are enslaved. Because initially, we were not Christians. That's where slavery started.
Now, let's continue.
On the paper trade, the Portuguese always got the best of the deal. They were better Catholic politicians. And the Pope eventually, when the discovery was that Spain was grabbing more of the world than Portugal, there was a treaty of Tordesillas. Pope had said, you take the East and you take the West, and you two good Catholic nations, stop fighting among yourselves. And this was really as a result of Christopher Columbus grabbing. Christopher Columbus wasn't supposed to come to the New World. That was a violation of an agreement. But the Treaty of Tordesillas gave Portugal a big country called Brazil. Portugal, being so small, didn't have the money and the manpower to manage a country. Portugal got lost in Brazil. Dissipated so much energy in Brazil that colonial-wise, it couldn't move much further because, see, Portugal was already in West Africa. And the British, when the British came in, the British drove them out of West Africa. This is how the Portuguese got to the Congo. The Portuguese were in the Congo for 100 years. But the Congolese were so organized, they would push them out of the Congo.
Yes.
The Congolese themselves would push them out of the Congo. Then they went to Angola.
That is how, ladies and gentlemen, that's how Angola became a Portuguese
colony.
Are you hearing that thing now? They divided it. That time, the European powers, like you hear all those European monarchs, the king of Spain was answerable to who? Rome.
Yes.
The king of all these kings you are seeing, they were all controlled by Rome. those days. You understand? I will pull up, my brother. Let me let you run your analysis while I pull up a map. Run there, just analyze the video in your own way.
Okay. Now, that one is clear. The Pope authorized them to enslave those who are not Christians. Many people, if you go to some of our people today, I can remember while I was still in the church, when one traditional ruler converted to Islam on Hajj, people get angry. I told one of my pastors, no, something bad happened today. He said, what? He said, a traditional ruler in Igbo land converted to become Islam, and people were annoyed, getting angry. He called police arrested most of them. See, this is a sacrilege. You know what this man was saying? In order to be against what I was saying, he said, is there anything wrong becoming Islam? He has his own choice of religion. But you know that trust was given to this man to be a leader. He asked me, what if he become a Christian? I just laughed back at him. So what do you think Christianity is? Do you think what do you think it is? It is a white man religion. Do I look like a white man? Or I was still the Sunday school teachers are there. I got angry with him. Said, not because we are here clapping, or maybe I may stand on the pulpit here, maybe to be talking something from the Bible. But the truth about it is that this is not ours. It's not whom we are. So I asked him, do you think Queen Elizabeth will become an Islam? Yes, tell us the truth. So when you say things
let me show the what we are talking about. Let me show the what we are talking about. Let me show the what we are talking about right now.
Yeah.
Let me share the screen.
I continue talking while you show. Okay. Is a video?
No, hold on.
Okay.
No, yes, I want to show them something.
This is show them, no problem.
Rome is somewhere here. And at that time, we are talking about when the people came, the Bourbons were given control of France. This is France. The Bourbons, even in many kingdoms in Italy, you have Bourbons there. Even in Spain.
Yeah.
But those people, they are related, they marry each other, they intermarry. Now, these people, like you talk about somebody, the people don't know that the Normans that ruled England, they came from France too. And when you talk about France, you are talking about Germany. France and Germany, they are the same tribe.
Yeah.
They are what the Romans used to call them that time was barbarians. They are the barbarian tribes. They are the barbarian tribes. Now the Bourbon, you have the Bourbon people here. You have in the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Yeah.
Where is Austria-Hungary? It's too tight. It's too tiny that you can't see it very well. I'm sorry, I can't see it well. The Bourbons were there. You go there and every time. Spain, you are talking about the Pope gave the Spanish this side. This is Spain. The Pope gave them here to go into this place if you can. That is why even the Spanish people, they made it all the way to deep inside Asia.
Yeah.
Then when you talk about Portugal, when you are talking about Portugal, you know the kingdom. See Portugal, see Spain. The kingdom of Portugal and Spain divided each other. And that time, why didn't they?
Iberia Peninsula.
Iberia. Why didn't they bring France and these people? Because by then these people were like small people. They're put in charge of all these. Like many people that made up United Kingdom were being ruled by a monarchy sponsored by here.
Yeah.
And that time, these people were busy controlling around all these places. You understand? That time, Germany wasn't strong yet. The Pope, this seat of power still controlled every place. So they gave these people here. You can go to all these places, and the Portuguese came to this place.
Yeah.
In fact, the Portuguese came through here. They sailed all the way through here. That was most of all these places you see here had Portuguese names. You can trace most of all these names to Portuguese names because even the Portuguese were already doing this thing. They were in contact with the Benin Kingdom.
Yeah, Lagos is Lake, Lagoon.
Yes.
Cameroon, crayfish.
Yeah. Crayfish. All these people you're seeing, until they made it here, I will show you another map. I will show you a map to show you how far Benin Kingdom was. Go to Benin. Most of, if you see, as at 300 years ago, every person in the palace, most of the people in the palace of the Benin king speaks Portuguese. In fact, there are some Portuguese words. There are some words they use in Portuguese that people from Portugal, people from the Iberian Peninsula here, don't even know it because they copied it from Benin. And I will show you how the Kingdom of Benin was. Now, these people were given Brazil. Christopher Columbus was not supposed to sail here. Let me tell you why Spain took over all these places and united the other people and made it Kingdom of Spain, Castile. There is nothing that this language they are speaking is not Spanish.
It's Castilla de la Mancha.
It's Castile.
Castilla de la Mancha. They call it Castellano.
That's why people from Barcelona and the people from the Basque region don't want to speak it. They have the Catalonians.
Catalonians. The language, the Spanish official language is Castile. They call it Castellano. That is from the region called Castilla de la Mancha. Castilla de la Mancha in Spain here.
And by that time, Spain has overthrown Portugal. Why? It is the Lisbon earthquake of 1666. By that time, these people have become weak. Now, these people, Queen Isabella and I think it's King Ferdinand.
Ferdinand,
Then they sponsored Christopher Columbus and co. to sail to these areas. Are you watching it? Now, that was why Christopher Columbus, when you stand, the British came into the game when they developed their own navy. And started going there. Even the Pope didn't want them to go because he was seeing them as an outsider. Why? Most of them were from here. Here, the Normans. And all these places. That these people that were ruling here.
They have the same phenotype is in them.
They can trace their ancestry to Alaric. Alaric and co. These people united to destroy the Roman Empire. Now you saw why they kept them at a minimal position. But when the moment these people developed in their navy, the French, and because the Normans are here, Normandy is a French word.
Normandy,
copy. So by then, Spain already said, this guy sent people here. Look at Brazil, how big it is.
How big it is.
Look at how big Brazil is.
I cannot control it.
Now look at how small Portugal is. It's technology. They went there and they killed the ethnic tribes. It's not only Christopher Columbus that killed off the native populations they met in all these places. Colombia was named after Columbus. You see that time, Brazil, when you talk at this place they call Brazil, it's not how it was. These places, you have many tribes that are here. And the Portuguese were controlling them. Now these people came and started carving out lands and giving them names. All these names you see were given by Christopher Columbus.
They were part of Brazil.
That's why today, the people ruling Bolivia, you remember they removed Evo Morales and put Evo Morales. Evo Morales was just one of the few native people that are ruling in this place up until when they removed him late last year. The person ruling Chile is a European. The person ruling Argentina is a European. The person ruling Colombia is a European. Mexico, Europeans, all these people. Ecuador, European. No native person rule all these places. See Mexico here. Honduras, go and check the person they rigged the election against. Is because they are still trying to protect the interests of all these people. They didn't go there to give them salvation. They went there to steal resources, which is exactly what the British are still doing here. The British, after the Lisbon earthquake, the Portuguese became powerless. Small in power. Now the British were able, that was when the Anglican Church broke out entirely, not because the other person wanted to marry this another woman, second wife. No. They separated from the Vatican when they developed their own navy and started sailing and came here. All the whole Portuguese colonies, they took it over. Why do you think the Second World War came into Africa? They knew that whoever controls here the resources of this world. Ancient African maps have told them, look at all these maps. Okay, I will get the map later. I'll find the map. All those ancient maps show them what they have here. Animals, kings, everything was in abundance here. Was in abundance. That was why you are still seeing all these wars. Are you getting what's happening? So they did not come to your place to bring you salvation. They came to steal your resources. And to maintain it for a long time, they need to create a system that will destroy you. That was why with the superior navy, they came and destroyed your place and decide who will be chief, warrant chiefs, and all those things. So your king in your village is not upholding your tradition. Your tradition is republicanism. Everybody to his place.
Natural.
Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? Are you seeing what are you seeing how these people did all these things? Now that is why all these places. This is the only place they still speak Portuguese. Around here.
Exactly. The rest are just
French, Spanish, because the Spanish took it over. Now, the English later took over from the French. The French were in control of Louisiana and all many places. You have some French colonies here. When the British and French fought bitter wars, and France abandoned the Americas and concentrated in Africa, they held their ground. Believe me, those people that were ruling France, they were ready to lose France, than lose all these places. Mauritania, Mali, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau.
All what is happening in this present day today.
The same thing. It has never changed. It's the same system. Our people really need to wake up. Carry on, my brother.
So what are we saying in conclusion in this case here now is that, you see, if we don't wake up, most of us have not realized that the world and the powers that be in this world are just using us. Most of us who have a goat and sheep in a cage. I don't know whether they've understood what where you have your goat get pregnant, the he goat will impregnate the she goat. She become pregnant after some months. She give birth to babies, children, the kids, and you go and sell. This is the way the system has been using us through politics and religion. But people don't want to wake up. Where you see traditionally you confine to your traditional ruler, yet he has been compromised. Religiously, you compromise to one criminal in the name of man of God, he has been compromised. And then they work together. In time of politics, you will see, okay, most of us know what transpired between Ejike Mbaka and the P2B during the election campaign.
Yes.
People could not wake up. The reason why Ejike Mbaka is bragging because he has collections of Mugu.
Of course. P2B himself, it was the church, it was the Catholic Church with Ojukwu and the emotional attachments our people had for Mazob that put P2B in power, because that time Obasanjo was showing us pepper. PDP was not popular in Igbo land then. Mazob, the Catholic Church, and Ojukwu's influence made P2B a governor.
Exactly.
Now, do you understand when Mbaka was saying that he's biting the finger that fed him? Are you understanding what that means? Our people have very short attention span. Exactly. We are suffering from collective amnesia. We have collective amnesia. And this thing just happened 2003, 17 years ago.
17 years ago.
Man, 17 years ago. And we've forgotten. It is the same system, and if you don't call it out, it would keep happening. My brother, carry on.
So, in effect, I still maintain what I says. If we don't wake up, if I share any information with you, give it to the next person by your corner.
And share the video, please. We are not begging you for money. Share the video. Share the video with your friends. Share it on Facebook. We need them to hear it. Subscribe if you've not subscribed to the channel. Those of you that are coming late, turn on the notification bell. When you see any YouTube alert, check if it's ours. So you will not be coming late. My brother Chidebere, every time you keep telling us you came late, you came late. So my brother, carry on. Share the video and subscribe to the channel.
So in effect, this is social media. This is media information, media sharing.
Of course.
But outside media, because we know that there are some of us as well who don't have access to media.
Of course.
Then you find yourself in a community where you stand a position of opening their eyes and sharing information with them.
Go to the village.
After you must have waking them up, you need to tell them this information you receive, transfer it to the next person.
Why do you think the church have their evangelism team?
Exactly.
How did the Redeemed Christian Church of Dog become this wide? Exactly. Do you know that Redeem is a franchise? The pastor in, let's say, in a place in all these major cities, they are paying. They have people they need to settle to be in charge of them, especially all these sweet man's area. They will go, no matter how expensive a piece of real estate is anywhere in Nigeria, go to Maitama, you must have many redeemed churches there. Walk exactly. From here to here. Asokoro, you will have it. Ikoyi, DGC, Banana Island, Eko, Atlantic City. Exactly. Everywhere they have all these things, and they must preach to. They understand this game. It's about politics. They are all tied together. They are all interwoven. My brother, finish. Let me play one video for our brothers and sisters.
So why I use this language? If we don't do it this way, in the next 100 years, we shall still remain like animal in a cage.
Of course.
Animal in a. Most of us think because we are talking, we can talk like this and walk on by pedia, walk on foot. Yeah. We make no difference between us and the animal we keep in the house when it comes to ignorance. So if you don't, what you've known, okay, now let me put it this way here now. We have been conditioned in a society, most of the truth we're supposed to have received as little children. Parents didn't give us all those information because they believe the church has conditioned them that we are not yet grown up to know the truth, we shall corrupt. And now, even at this age, we have not even received it. Talk less of trying to give to our own children. Most of the truth our children are supposed to receive, to know, knowledge that should be imparted to them while they are creeping. The ones that are even the grown-up children, sons that are nearing us, that we can talk together, we are not even afraid to give them those knowledge. Talk less on the ones that are creeping. I don't know what people are understanding. So these are all those things. The more we open up, children begin to wise up in time. I don't think anybody will come. Who are you to come and to talk? They'll be looking at you. So this, everybody know. It's the simple truth. Maybe we should not mind the white vibrator.
Sorry, my brother. Let me play one video. Let me play one video so they will see something. How the church participated. In fact, not that they participated, they created the transatlantic slavery.
Yeah.
John the Navigator, is it Henry the Navigator? Well, let me finish this one. Then let us watch the video. Yeah. Maybe you have not watched this video to the full end, but let me just play it. So, this is the Atlantic slave trade. What too few textbooks told you, by Anthony Hazard. Let's go.
Slavery, the treatment of human beings as property, deprived of personal rights, has occurred in many forms throughout the world. But one institution stands out for both its global scale and its lasting legacy. The Atlantic slave trade, occurring from the late 15th to the mid-19th century and spanning 3 continents, forcibly brought more than 10 million Africans to the Americas. The impact it would leave affected not only these slaves and their descendants, but the economies and histories of large parts of the world. There had been centuries of contact between Europe and Africa via the Mediterranean. But the Atlantic slave trade began in the late 1400s with Portuguese colonies in West Africa and Spanish settlement of the Americas shortly after. The crops grown in the new colonies, sugarcane, tobacco, and cotton, were labor-intensive, and there were not enough settlers or indentured servants to cultivate all the new land. American natives were enslaved, but many died from new diseases, while others effectively resisted. And so, to meet the massive demand for labor, the Europeans looked to Africa. African slavery had existed for centuries in various forms. Some slaves were indentured servants, with a limited term and the chance to buy one's freedom. Others were more like European serfs. In some societies, slaves could be part of a master's family, own land, and even rise to positions of power. But when white captains came offering manufactured goods, weapons, and rum for slaves, African kings and merchants had little reason to hesitate.
And now, hold on, please. This story where they said they offered guns and rums, it's a lie. You see the kings in your village, this is how they took over power from you. All these guns they gave them. That was how they were able to control the masses. The modern guns they gave them. That was exactly how they became powerful and became kings. Then they had chiefs that are controlling them. All these your Ezemos, a lot of them are fakes. And that's why they told you they brought rum and all those things. Don't mind them. We already know how to distill our kai
before then.
And even till this day, I tell you, if you are living in Europe, go to Nigeria, buy original kai. This one you bring in bottle, buy it. Just fill a bottle like this, go and give it to a European and tell the person to drink. You hear what the person will tell you, that this one tastes better than theirs. That is chemical. We have the natural way of distilling ours without adding anything. So don't buy those things they told you that they sold them, they gave them rum in exchange for slaves. It's a lie. Don't buy that thing. They fought the kings who resisted and made the example of them. They enslaved their people. Some of them they will kill them in front of the communities.
Look at somebody like Kobo.
Naked, they will tear off their clothes and show other people, if you resist, this is what you are going to get. So don't buy this rum on. It's a lie. But let's continue.
They viewed the people they sold not as fellow Africans, but criminals, debtors, or prisoners of war from rival tribes. By selling them, kings enriched their own realms and strengthened them against neighboring enemies. African kingdoms prospered from the slave trade, but meeting the Europeans' massive demand created intense competition. Slavery replaced other criminal sentences, and capturing slaves became a motivation for war rather than its result. To defend themselves from slave raids, neighboring kingdoms needed European firearms, which they also bought with slaves. The slave trade had become an arms.
Now, do you see how they were sponsoring both sides? The same thing that is happening today. Boko Haram, where are they getting their guns? All these people, are you noticing any trend? It is not new. The same people, France was arming Biafra. The British, the Soviet Union, the Americans were arming Nigerian sides, and both Africans were killing, black people were killing each other. Someone will leave his village in northern Nigeria, come and fight in the southeast. On whose behalf? On whose behalf are you fighting?
Same as for just like during the World War, when the colonial masters used the colonial powers.
What do you call it? Your president now replaced those kings of those days. Have you seen all these things we've been talking from beginning? Please, this is a long video. Stay calm, calm down. And if you love what you're hearing, remember to share it either now or after the program. Just hit share on Facebook and ask people to subscribe. We are nearing the 1,000 mark. We are now in 905. I thank each and every one of you who subscribed, and get at least 2 people to subscribe to the channel. Tell them we are here with open minds. We are open-minded. But I digress. Let's continue the video.
altering societies and economies across the continent. As for the slaves themselves, they faced unimaginable brutality. After being marched to slave forts on the coast, shaved to prevent lice, and branded, they were loaded onto ships bound for the Americas. About 20% of them would never see land again. Most captains of the day were tight packers.
It's a lie. You see the transatlantic slave trade, this thing they said about 20% of them will never see land. It's a lie. Because they were packing them too tightly. Only 10% of them made it to the Americas.
Yeah.
That was why some of them had these transit points. They have all these transit points. Some of them, they will use them. No, even in London, in Liverpool, go and check. The economy of Liverpool was built on this. In London, Liverpool, all these places. See, they will come and take from here. And sometimes selling to this place may be too dangerous. Now, they will first sell across here to here. They will reach here. Then from here, some of them will start sending from here to these places.
Yeah.
They will sell through here. Then some of them, they will change. Some of them, they are selling them around Europe.
Yeah.
They will sell some around Europe, and other ones, they ship them here. Now, all those people that were taken directly from here to here want to maximize profit because it's a longer journey. They couldn't come here directly. They can't sell in Brazil already. They had enough black population in Brazil to work. That was why Brazil was a very rich country, and whatever they are getting from here, they used to build Lisbon. Now, most of the people, when these slave ships that go from here to here, those are the ones that were losing like 20% of their cargoes, human cargoes. Yeah. But you see these people that went to here, overpacked people, only 10% of them make it here. 90% died. For the 10 million that survived, there were more than 90 million that died in the sea. I will bring the video one of these days and show you. The sharks here stopped looking for food. The sharks were following slave ships. You know why? Because they keep dumping bodies into the sea, into the ocean. They keep dumping bodies into the ocean. So what you see why I told you is a white man that wrote the history. He wouldn't go into all these places I just showed you. But one of these days, I will give you the materials. Let's continue.
Cramming as many men as possible below deck. While the lack of sanitation caused many to die of disease, and others were thrown overboard for being sick or as discipline, the captains ensured their profits by cutting off slaves' ears as proof of purchase. Some captives took matters into their own hands. Many inland Africans had never seen whites before and thought them to be cannibals, constantly taking people away and returning for more. Afraid of being eaten, or just to avoid further suffering, they committed suicide or starved themselves, believing that in death their souls would return home.
Okay, so we've known all those things for some time.
Treated as mere cargo. Women and children were kept above deck and abused by the crew, while the men were made to perform dances.
Abuse of children. All this raping, they are raping little boys and our women. It didn't start today. Now you wonder why same-sex bullshit is tolerated by some black Americans, especially the rich black Americans in upper class. Are you getting it? It did not start today. But I digress.
In order to keep them exercised and curb rebellion. What happened to those Africans who...
Are you saying the men, they make them to dance, keep entertaining them to keep them from rebellion? That is why they will give you 24 hours entertainment. Big Brother Niger, football, this and this, sports, to keep you busy from actually thinking about things that matter to you. If we are here talking about football, believe me, if I create a football channel, a football analysis channel, you will see how many people that will jump in. You will see how many viewers will be getting. If we are running football analysis on this page, you will on this YouTube channel, you will see how many people. Don't worry, we'll try it. I will do it on my Facebook page, so you people will understand exactly how this. I'm not saying that it's not good to watch, but believe me, at the end of this program, I may end up searching for the matches I watch. I was up late night, early this morning, watching UFC. I love cage fight. I love MMA. I love boxing. Next weekend is Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury 2. I will, if you like, call me for anything. I will not answer you as long as that boxing is on. But guess what? It doesn't take my time. I don't let it take me away from research and other things I need to do that I know that are very important. Why do you think accounts that talk good things get banned, get suspended? You think it started today? No, they don't want you to discuss those things. If I'm here fighting, hey, these people, IPOB, you are nonsense. Show whether this one, Buhari, rubbish, PDP, whoa, you will see views. You will get views. Let's continue.
Reach the New World, and how the legacy of slavery still affects their descendants today is fairly well known. But what is not often discussed is the effect that the Atlantic slave trade had on Africa's future. Not only did the continent lose tens of millions of its able-bodied population, but because most of the slaves taken were men, the long-term demographic effect was even greater. When the slave trade was finally outlawed in the Americas and
do you see why Europeans were killing each other over women? But in Africa, our people, you had this disparity between the ratio between the men and women in our land. Did you see how it started? Go to all these African countries that did not resist very early, all those ones that are living close to the coast. Apart from the ones that were the ones that were later taken over by the Arabs and they taught them Islam. Apart from those ones, do you see that all other places, go to Liberia, go to Sierra Leone, go to East Africa, all those people, their women, they have overwhelmingly high number of women. That's why single parenthood is not a thing there. Single parenthood is not a thing there. And not just able-bodied young men. They took your scientists. They took your doctors. They took all these people. And those ones, when they catch them, they don't treat them like every other slave. Go and check. In the last 200 years, you have more black inventors from the Americas than black inventors from Africa. Mind you, those people there, they were not allowed to read and write. Then where did they get all those knowledge from? Do you know how many black inventions you don't know that black people built? The traffic light, the gas mask, the wrench, all these tools they used to work. Because those ones they took them were already artisans. They were scientists, doctors, and all these things. Are you understanding? Let's continue, my brother. Sorry, when I finish this video, I will let you, don't forget whatever you want to say. When I finish this video, I will let you do your own analysis on it.
Europe, the African kingdoms whose economies it had come to dominate collapsed, leaving them open to conquest and colonization. And the increased competition and influx of European weapons fueled warfare and instability that continues to this day. The Atlantic slave trade also contributed to the development of racist ideology. Most African slavery had no deeper reason than legal punishment or intertribal warfare. But the Europeans who preached a universal religion and who had long ago outlawed enslaving fellow Christians needed justification for a practice so obviously at odds with their ideals of equality. So they claimed that Africans were biologically inferior and destined to be slaves, making great efforts to justify this theory. Thus, slavery in Europe and the Americas required a racial basis, making it impossible for slaves and their future descendants to attain equal status in society. In all of these ways, the Atlantic slave trade was an injustice on a massive scale, whose impact has continued long after its abolition.
Please, I will call you later. I'm on a program.
My brother, okay, okay, you can carry on now.
Yeah. Now, I have two things to discuss there to look into. You see, this issue of capturing the ones that they have something up. One day I watched that program. I watched it. I was in fact inside me. It's just like I started crying like a little child. So these things happened. You see, there are two ways. These people, they capture all those ones. Once they remove those ones from us, we are left without anything, just like we are naked when it comes to knowledge. Now, there's another thing I want to say. You see, most of these artifacts in the library in the ancient Egypt, all those artifacts carries information. In our artifacts in the local African, prior to the earlier days of the European explorers, all those artifacts we have, most of all those things carries a lot of information. And many people don't understand the reason why those things are there. Some people think it's just an oracle. God we are worshiping, our fathers we are worshiping. It's a lie. Informations we are hidden in those artifacts. In fact, the reason why information we are hidden in those artifacts because it's just to keep the memory fresh. Because they know anything can happen. But you know one thing. These people, when they stole these artifacts, they looted all these artifacts. But one thing is this. Inside our DNA, let me put it this way here now. If you want to drop an information, hid an information in an artifact, does it mean that your the one in your memory has lost? It hasn't lost. It's just written there maybe for the next generation for them to keep the memory alive. But the ones in your DNA always remain there. There's something I watched in this documentary where people prefer to die that they will come back again. For their soul to come back again. That their soul will come back. Because once the soul come back again, those information were there prior to the miss, to the death, we still one day reinvent. So if you see what is happening today, this awakening is nothing it's nothing more than the same information our ancestors were carrying has sparkled again. That's why you see most of us, everybody is vibrating. And nothing more. You will see today in present day, you still see people back in Africa, they didn't go to school, but they invent a lot of things. People invent. They didn't go to school to know all those things. So most of all these things are information that has been hidden for many years, thousands of years in our DNA. It's once again suppressed. It comes out. You see it. So these people, when they came, they just taught us plagiarize information. They stole from us. But we know very well there's something they call reincarnation, the movement of the soul, recycling of the soul. Death, rebirth, goes. This is a cycle of life and death. It always resurfaces. So when these people they begin to invent going to heaven. Before you go to heaven, where were you coming from? That's the question most of us have not asked us. Where were we coming from in our pre-existence? Where were we? From hell or from where? Then going to heaven. Where were we coming from? The question we haven't asked ourselves. These people brought a fake concept of what made me to remember that is this homosexuality. Fake concept of Trinity. Fake concept of look at how they corrupted everything. First of all, they created the concept of Adam and Eve. They condemned woman, that woman made Eve, made Adam to sin. What is the concept of sin? Naturally, organically and naturally, we know that evil is evil. What this is sin? Concept sin is for create just a fine-tuned language, 419 language. They hold on, they just call it sin. We know evil is evil.
Don't forget what you are saying. Chimebere.
Yeah.
This is why they called it. Let me show you why they called it the transatlantic slave trade here. Watch here. Let me show you something, bro. This is the Atlantic Ocean. All these African countries around the Atlantic, cool. All these ones. See the Atlantic Ocean here. It's mapped here. This is Atlantic. Now, Why they call it transatlantic slavery is that it goes from here to here or here. This is transatlantic. Now, when you talk about the trans-Arabian slavery, that one was usually done through routes, through land border. That is why Hausas are mostly Muslims. All those they are people, the people who colonized them came from here. This is Jordan, Saudi Arabia. All this is the Arabian Peninsula. Are you seeing it? That is the sub-Saharan slave trade. That Sahara Desert is from here. All these places. Look at Nigeria, Niger, Chad, these people. Do you know that the people who used to own these northern Nigerians have been wiped out? They don't even make up to 13% of these people. Look at Borno State. The Kanemi people. The Kanemi people were armed by the Arabs to take over all these places. And here, then that's why you say Fulanis and all this. That Fulani is too big. When you get deep into it, you find many nations inside Fulani, and most of them came from all these places. Some of them are some of the black people that used to own here and all these places. Now there are people, some of them that submitted to the Arabs. Now they made them kings and armed them to come and destroy these people. All these European, you are talking about European guns. The Arabs were using gunpowder before the Europeans. They were already using gunpowder before the Europeans. So the Europeans, what they did is that they modernized it. They modernized it and were giving it to the people. In fact, they've been fighting with the Arabs in this coast. Turkey. This place you are seeing, this place chased away the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, the Europeans used to control here. Italy, this kingdom is here, used to control here. You understand? So understand what the names, those names, understand what they mean. When you hear transatlantic slave trade, is because the ships were passing through here. When you hear our people say doing the middle passages, this is the middle between Africa and America. When you hear African Americans talk about the middle passages, that was when the ships were passing from here to here. Are you getting it now? Carry on, my brother.
Okay. So back to what we're saying. You check very well. The concept of Adam and Eve sin. Eve made Adam to sin, to eat the fruit. You look at all those things are just to reduce the feminine power, energy, to strive the female of their energy. They condemn them to make them become guilty. You come to the Catholic, that's when they created the Trinity, the three persons in Godhead. They strip woman, her position. In the Egyptian Kemetic concept of Trinity is God, the Father, Mother, and Son. Then when you read to Christianity, religion, when you read to Christianity, Catholicism, Roman ideology, they replace the mother with Holy Spirit. And today you still see my sisters, everybody. If you see, think of why did they say any sin you sin against the Holy Spirit shall not be forgiven. Oh, this is an intimidation. Which Holy Spirit is a 419.
Oh, my brother, please, my people, I don't know if anyone has a contribution to make or you have questions to ask, you want to come live, look at this link I'm pasting now. You can paste the link because in maybe, let me say, in 10-15 minutes, if no one is coming on and no question is arising, we will be wrapping it up. You understand? We'll be wrapping it up. You can click the link and follow the instructions. You just keep writing, keep following the instructions until you see yourself here. I will bring you up. Just don't bother whether you're leaving YouTube or something. Click on the link, follow the instruction, the directions, it will bring you here. Carry on, my brother.
So if you check where everything is coming, you know that all those things is just, to balance energy. In African spirituality, it's all about balancing the energy, the feminine and the masculine energy. Put them in balance.
Which is life. Yeah. That is what the ank. Wait, let me show them that one.
Exactly. I will continue while you bring it.
Yeah.
Now you say very well. Every woman that is born in this planet, as a woman, is born of a man and a woman. That's the balance of the energy. Now, you look at it, even how we interact. You have your mother, you have your sister, or anybody, whether your wife or your girlfriend. You know, is a woman. You will always try, you know her weakness, you will always try to bear up. That is the balancing. Now, and we know very well that every man or woman that is born in this earth is incubated in the belly by a woman. All of a sudden, they created the concept of bone and the bone of my bone.
Let me tell you.
Adam. You understand?
Some people call it.
And
are you there?
Yeah.
Some people call this Egyptian cross. There is nothing like an Egyptian cross. There is no word as an. This is an ankh. It is the symbol of life. Why do you call it the symbol of life? It takes a woman and a man to create life. If I don't sleep with a woman, I will never give birth. This is the woman. This thing represents the ovary. You know where you're fixing your joystick to enjoy yourself. This is it. It's here. All those things, and when you see this thing, please, these are not occultic symbols. All these things have meanings. They have what they mean. These are ancient languages. All these things, this is an ancient language. All these symbols, they have all these markings, you see, they have what they mean.
Hieroglyphs.
Do you see where the eye is, this central eye? They call it eye of Horus.
Horus.
Eye of Horus. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing this? This is when you talk about the third eye. All these things,
the pineal gland.
The pineal gland. That is all these things they are telling you people, and these blue eyes, Turkish blue eyes. Please, that thing is still talking about this. There is no power in it. All those things they are selling to you, 10,000, 15,000, original Turkish blue eyes. This place, it doesn't cost more than $4. It is a trinket. Look at me. Why am I not? It's cheap. If I go, don't worry. As soon as I get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I will be going inside the market. I don't want to use Facebook and do it because I don't trust them. I will be going inside the market and show you people all these things. I will show you people. Stop buying those things. They are liars. This cross is the symbol of death. This thing, they use it to represent life. Life. This cross is the symbol of death because you can't add negative and negative to get power.
Exactly.
Are you understanding me? It has to be positive and negative to get power. Do you know that when you deposit your sperm inside a woman, that something like a blast happens?
Osebroa.
That light, the light. That thing, go and check it. There is no difference. When you talk about science, you are talking about nature. Any science that doesn't agree with nature is pseudoscience. That's why you see them trying to redefine what gender is and how many gender we have, because they want to keep their nonsense alive. To the outsiders, when our own systems are working. My sister, it took a long time for that thing to happen. Do you think your ancestors 100 years ago we are buying all this nonsense? You come to your ancestor 100 years ago and tell him, I will pray for you, you have money, and they will look at you and laugh the hell out of you. It's because even the money you are using today is not money, it's currency, it's paper. That is why they keep debasing it. They keep debasing it. $100 in 1999 was 120. By 2009, it was 140, 150. By 2019, it was 30 something. Are you seeing it? It's a part of the system. My brother, I'm not sure anybody wants to come on. Use the next 5 minutes to wrap it up. Let's close this.
Okay.
And go.
So
and
what I'm saying in essence is that they strip women of their power. That is why. And the same thing, that's the reason why you see homosexualism in the church.
Many people think,
exactly. Many people, in particular in the Pentecostal church, Many people believe that agape love is the love of God, the most highest power. Agape is a Greek word. That word has been before the Greek become Christian to know God. This is agape is just between an elderly man with a small boy, pedophile. That that agape. You see? Okay. Some people may interpret God kind of love is the highest kind of love. Do you think there's anything like unconditional love? Unconditional love doesn't exist. Some people attribute it to the highest form of love, God love. If God is agape love, love of God is unconditional. Where is their hell? He created hell. People have not answered all those things. People subscribe to the belief in hell and believe that hell should be. God created hell. Yet God, his love is unconditional. People have to balance their thinking to be logic. Although I don't subscribe to hell. Hell is just for those who believe in it. It's for those who believe in it. People subscribe to the book, what do you call it? The Jeremiah 29:11. I know whom you are. Before I form you at my mother's belly. I know whom you are. People personalize it. You are God, know that you are imperfect, created you imperfect, and still place hell at the end if you don't meet up to this. Let me give chance.
Let's welcome my brother. My brother, welcome to the program.
There we go.
Ndewo Mazi Jele and Mazi Chibike. Ndewo.
No.
I thank you guys for today. I wish I could have come earlier, but I wasn't with my phone. So
you're welcome.
So that is one issue, just one issue I want you people to help and highlight it, and so that our people will know more about it. These are Judaism stuff that is eating us up these days in our society. About the issue, trying to back it up with what something where in Anambra, a place called Unri, I think Unri. Yeah, I want you people to help and declare. I believe because I think that thing is trying to cause another thing in our society.
Brother,
they are using it to link us. They are trying to use that thing to link us to the Khazarians that are living in the Middle East, as if there is a ancestral link. Just I want you guys to help me because I want to know more about it. Who created that stuff in
brother? I should have posted the link to bring you in early. See what we do next Saturday. Remind me in the evening. If I didn't reply your message, call me. Tell me, did you remember what we talk about Judaism? Because if we start that one now, 4 hours we are not out of here. Next week, next Sunday, 10 a.m. Nigeria time.
We shall hear it in Shrine.
Are you in Onisha or Aba?
Aba.
Because it's Aba. Gather your people, tell them 10 a.m. Nigerian time next Sunday that we are going to talk about this thing. Bring any rabbi, because it's not only in Onisha, in Aba too. It is killing people in Aba. See people talking to brick wall, literally talking to a brick wall. Bring them, tell them say that it is not a fight. It is going to be a very any person I see near my wall, nodding your head. Don't worry, I will make sure I put an electric fence. Go there and knock, ma'am. Let me see how your God saves you there. You don't worry, that one is a problem, a special problem on its own. Next Sunday, we are going to talk about it. Tell the person that it is not an issue of IPOB. It is not an issue of Biafra. It is about religion that the person should come. If we do that one, you understand?
In fact, not just the issue of religion.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
It's not just issue of religion, it's the issue of our consciousness.
Yeah.
Consciousness is not just, don't call it religion, just is issue of consciousness. This is a war against the evolution of our consciousness. You are in an alert. If your consciousness, your awareness is on alert, that is you. It will be easy to detect every lie. You will apply all logic. Once any lie comes,
You question everything. You reason and question. The ability to reason and question everything brought to you.
It will help you to install an antivirus program. That is anti-liar program inside you. Any lie that comes, you just knock it down.
You detect it easily. Yeah.
Immediately.
Yes.
So,
my brother, don't worry. If you even want to be a part of the conversation very early, you stay in a place where you can sit down, and the noise will not disturb you. We will start the program with you, and we can bring 6 people at the same time. So tell the person that if the person wants, let the person come. We will send the person the link, and the person will join. We will all start together, and we will give everybody equal time to speak. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother.
That would be lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
All right.
Okay, my brother, wrap it up. Let me show them that one we are talking about now first. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me show them something. You know, there are many Christian texts. They are not showing you people, but I will do my best to show you. What is this? What is this? What is this? Who is this? Caesar Borgia, aka Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
You see the image
of Pope Alexander.
All these things you are seeing, all these things, we will, don't worry, on a very good day, we will bring them. We will show you people lots and lots of things, even bestiality, Christianity. You see this thing? Are you seeing this image? The same people.
Yeah.
All these things, it's old. It's an old news. It's an old culture to them. It didn't start today. Our people are just, the information is just filtering into our.
Exactly.
That's why
it's just reaching them.
So, my brother, wrap it up. Let us go home and do something.
Okay. Let me make a reference to the reason why the brother come. Let me just give it let me drop something for them to bear in mind. That area of a thing. You know, anything in the Bible, anything you see in the Bible has existed somewhere. They just copy it from somewhere. Even if you go deep into the original text of the Bible, it will give from the Sumerian text, it will make you give you a clean copy of who they say God or Satan or whatever it is. That one is another day. The same thing applies to that area. These are beings from another dimension.
And make no mistake, religion started in Africa. Africans practice religion before white people. These useless people, please, can't I just rest?
So it is the misconception of those beings that makes it become, we call them God, and they become people to worship as in a religious way. Let me just stop here on it. Next week we shall dissect it.
And please, let me tell them, in Nri, the king of Nri did his Iguaro. That was not Iguaro Igbo. Igbo New Year has passed. Now, BBC Igbo did not come to Nnamdi Kanu's parents' burial, even though many Igbo people love IPOB, love Biafra, and they love Nnamdi Kanu, even those who agree with him and those who don't agree with him. BBC Igbo could not, their camera could not make their way to Umuahia, but somehow they went to that nonsense.
They went there to pick information.
Not information, no. Those people worked with the white people. Those are the people they made kings.
Adulterated.
So nothing, it is just they are there to lay credence to those things to make you believe it's real. After all, BBC Igbo showed it.
Yeah.
My brother, wrap it up, let's move.
So, to bring everything to conclusion, I repeat it again, my brothers and sisters, the earlier we wake up the more you know that you people know very well that our society reflects our mindset.
No,
Every society sees
our society is the reflection of our
of our
mind.
perception, of our mentality, how we
Yes,
think.
our collective, see, everything we have where our collective consciousness form. And
Yeah,
even when we have fake reality, that's why you have
exactly. It
fake
produces, yeah.
institutions. Okay, look at Imo State. In Imo State, you people knew that nobody voted for Hope Uzodinma, but because the court has said that Hope Uzodinma is the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma is going to rule you for the next 4 years. Now, ask yourself, and so you people are, sorry, the court has said, then you see the people you call intelligent, smart people. They will say, it's bad, but because the court has said it, now the court is the supreme law of the land. Who the fuck made the court? Who the fuck instituted? Oh my G, oh shit.
I'm here for
law. Are we really? And come on, it is the matrix. You have to unplug yourself from it.
Unplug from the matrix.
Oh, please.
Like I say so. Our environment, our surrounding reflect our ways of thought, the way we reason. And the way we reason, we manifested it in our environment.
How?
So if you hear that this man say bullshit country, don't be annoyed. We are just saying, this is what we manifested.
Yeah.
So we better begin to wake up. Begin to wake up. Change the way I see the world around us for good.
Yeah.
You know,
my brother, let's move with farming.
Okay. See, like we are saying about the Supreme Court of a thing. That people are just we have gave out our right. We've seen ourselves as people that have nothing to show for again because of the backwardness of the society of our people. Look at what reference to what happened in Egypt. I think you can remember the people went to the streets, and it also happened in Sudan. The people went to the streets against that constituted authority. And the person over the person or the organ at the top, the organ at the top, let us
I know one day. Mama there for house. I know one day.
Let me
music.
That is no problem here.
It is not even a no one day matter. Let me tell you something. Such a judgment will not be given in the north. If you try that thing in Kano State, they will burn down the whole state. They know that you people will not do anything. Christianity has dumped everybody down. You are smart. In school, you score the highest point. You think that is smartness and intelligence. Guess what? The people that are getting admitted with 5% mark are the ones ruling you, because that thing you call education is not education. They know that you will obey what the court says. And because you believe that if you not, the military will come and kill you. See, if they know that 25% of Imo people will come out, believe me, and let me tell you, most of all those people you see that were protesting about here, they were all paid agents. If they know that there will be an organic uprising, they will not try it. They created this system, they know what's going on. And even the people that were so gone.
Right on.
Okay, for example, look at what happened in Abia. Look at what happened in Abia this week. This past about 5 days ago. Okay, it happened. The news was released around Thursday last week or Friday. EFCC published the act of the ex-governor's sons.
Okay.
The ex-governor his son's bank accounts open was published in the dailies. The son's more than 100 accounts in Nigerian bank. I don't know. Do you follow the news? And each of the accounts, the money lodging was published. That would have made everybody in Aba should have gone to the street. Until that was to call for his resignation or step down from because he's the Speaker Speaker of the House of Assembly. And the father also. Yeah, the father. It was reported that the father was taking 5 naira every month for 8 years from the account of state. That thing alone should have made everybody to come outside and demand for his resignation, because the father is a senator. You understand?
Brother,
so I don't know. Everybody in Abia that is claiming that
brother,
yeah.
Brother, let me ask you a question. The people, is it the same people that allowed a former governor to become a senator, and while he's a senator, they allowed his son to become the Speaker of the State House of Assembly? Do you think that those type of people will have the mental capacity to organize a protest? Do you actually believe that? You are expecting a chicken to pee in a check or you understand? That's why we need to.
I'm just telling you. I'm just highlighting the backwardness of the society, or the ignorance of our people. But you see, okay, look at what happened on 14th. Look at the people that the burial of the IPOB leader, Peter Obi, Baribe. All these political criminals were given front row seats at the front.
And the people are space, so you go give space. And for people that are saying he's this because he's shouting against Buhari. Are you telling me that Baribe doesn't know about all those 100 accounts? Are you telling me that Baribe is not seeing a road? Are you telling me that Baribe does not know that Abia is not working, that Abia and Imo State are the two most cost states in Nigeria? Are you telling me that he's not seeing all those things? Now, because he's talking against Buhari, we have a common enemy in Buhari. We are ready. My brother,
he is benefiting from the system. He is benefiting from the system.
Next week. Don't worry. Next week, that one will happen next week. So, brothers, sorry, my brother. Sorry. See, my brothers and sisters, I think we'll have to wrap it up here so we don't move into another thing. We have come to the end of the broadcast. Please, the only thing I want you to do for me here is share the video. Please, help me share the video. Share to 2 people on WhatsApp. Then you share on Facebook. Invite just a single person to subscribe to the channel. We are already getting to that 1,000 mark. This is the channel's name. We are the number is I think 905 right now. We are at 905. See the channel, the name of the channel, ACB Live. As you can see, you are all seeing it. Please get them to subscribe. 905.90. The target is 1,000. Then from that 1,000, believe me, I know where you will get to. Please help me subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. Yeah, my brother, you remind me. It will help me a lot in the mission I have, which is spreading this message and creating a large platform where our people will come and rub minds together. And if you have any good topic you want to discuss, reach me after the program. Go to my Facebook page. Reach me outside. We'll discuss about it. And whether we agree or not, I will bring you here. Whether we agree or not, I will bring you here. We discuss it. So, my people, I thank you for joining me today.
Let me drop one word.
Okay.
Don't forget, next week we shall converge here as well.
Yes.
We have an important topic to discuss. Never forget.
10 a.m. Nigeria.
Remember, if you have not subscribed, press on the subscription button and the notification.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And turn on the notification bell. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. See you some other time.